Mike Redeemer here. Be a warrior, not a warrior. Another quick video tonight. I remember being in Kansas City with a pastor, going for a drive one day, and talking about multiple things, good and bad, that had come out of a situation at a church that had had a church split. Some of the things down the road, even the bad things, turned out for the good of the church in general in the end. And the pastor who I was speaking to said something I never forgot. He said, God never does anything without a multitude of purposes. The God that we serve is outside of time. He is weaving a tapestry, a picture with many, many threads. We only see pieces of it. We see the messy side of the tapestry. If you know what a tapestry is, it's a cloth picture with strands or threads going in and out of it. He sees the beautiful side. We see the messy side. From his perspective, he can change the threads and where they go and how they weave in and out of one another and still make a beautiful picture. From our side of things, every time one of those threads moves, it can be very painful. It can be very difficult. It can rearrange our entire lives of entire groups of people, entire nations. But God's plan is still perfect. His picture in the end will still be perfect, according to his plan. And you'll find out in the end, that's always the way it was supposed to be. The enemy can try to mess with things, but God can turn it around. And then the enemy finds out later, God anticipated what the enemy was going to do. God always works out things for the good for those who serve him. But he never does anything or allows anything without a multitude of purposes in our lives, in our communities, in our churches, in our relationships. Part of his plan is to work out a multitude of things with everything that happens in this world. And we are just part of that. We're not all of it. It's important to put our egos aside and realize that we are just part of a much larger design that's already playing out. Now, does that mean that we are robots who don't have free will? Oh, no. No, it does not. It means God has already adjusted to what he knows will be our free will. That's what it means. As crazy as that sounds. Satan, he doesn't know what our free will is going to do all the time. He can guess, and he's a pretty good guesser. He's been around for quite a while. He can read people very well. And he lets us tell on ourselves sometimes. He's listening. So it's important to keep a lot of information close to the vest. But he can't read our minds. God can read our minds and our hearts. He already knows what's going on and where things are headed. He's not going to leave his people behind. So it's better to get on the right team. Get on God's team. The team that God has already woven into the tapestry as the threads that are victorious in the end over everything. They may have to struggle. They may have to learn patience. They may have to learn to be more determined than they were before. They may have to go through many trials and tribulations. They may have to depend on God and have their faith stretched. They may have to endure pain, emotional, mental, physical, all the above. But they will come out in the end with God in the coming kingdom. And they will be blessed as they do so in more than just financial ways. If this is too much for you, then you have a problem with your heart that needs to be dealt with, and you need to ask God to help you deal with it. This is life. This is reality. Those who reject it risk eternal pain later. Don't be one of those people. I certainly won't be. And I'm praying for many in my life that they won't be either. I'm sure as many of you are. God never does anything without a multitude of purposes. It's an important thing to remember as we go into a new year and we all get ready to do the things the Lord has told us to do. Be prayed up. Get ready. There's going to be some twists and turns that you don't expect, but that doesn't mean that God isn't already working those situations out for your good in the end. Trust Him. Rely on Him. Pray to Him. Let Him use you. And whatever comes your way, remember, God may not always be in it, but He is in control, ultimately, of it. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Join us tomorrow at the prayer night, the prayer meeting, at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Be a warrior, not a warrior. God bless.